Screaming Geek Media. Today I'm going to do something a lot of other YouTubers have done, is something like their wish list of what they'd like to see on 4K. So I'd kind of throw my hat into that arena. But before we do, if you've not yet subscribed and you like physical media content, please like and subscribe to my channel and turn your bell notifications on. You can check out Mid-Level Media. Ken over there does a great job with news, rumors, deals, releases. He has a lot of content on his channel. Also, you can check out Films at Home. Jeff does a lot of reviews and unboxings there and has a podcast he actually posts on there as well. So I highly recommend those channels. I know there's a lot out there, but those are the two main ones I really enjoy watching on a regular basis. So let's dive into. There's a lot of movies out there that I'd love to see on 4K. And as I was going through, I probably had a good 60 or so titles, and that would take forever. So I kind of condensed it, and I got about close to 20 titles I'm going to go over. Kind of try to keep it a little quick for you. A couple of releases I have on HD DVD that I've never picked up on Blu-ray I'd like to get. Sylvester Stallone's Daylight. I've always loved this movie. It's probably one of my favorites of his, one of the modern movies. I think those would really benefit from a 4K release. And being Universal, I'm surprised they haven't tackled this one. Actually, we have Dragonheart. Another one I think would look spectacular on 4K. Definitely, it's warranted. They need to get this one put out. And again, it's another Universal title. Sean Connery. I love the effects in this. It's a great story. Anything in IMAX I would love to see on 4K, because being filmed in a larger format, their cameras, they just look simply stunning. But a couple of my favorites I'd like to see is Super Speedway. It's a dual plot. There's two stories that they go back and forth. One is actually they find Marty Andretti's, one of his Indy cars, and from a barn, and they showcase the guy restoring it. And also there's a story of actual designing, building, and testing an Indy car with the Marios, and they go back and forth between those two stories throughout this presentation. And if you have not seen this one, this is highly recommended. I never got this on Blu-ray. This one is on just regular DVD, plus it has DTS. The audio will knock your socks off on this. If you feel like you're in the car, you crank it up, you feel like you're at the track, it's racing around you. And the visuals is pretty good too. They actually did mount an IMAX camera onto an Indy car and race it around the track, and the driver actually played directory, push the button to do the recording, because they have a limited amount of time they could record on a reel. Again, definitely, I really want to see this on 4K. Anything NASA oriented. My favorite is The Dream Is Alive. I remember seeing that at the Cedar Point's IMAX theater eons ago, and I always fell in love with it and had it on Laserdisc and got it on DVD and then Blu-ray. That will just look. I'm looking forward to seeing that on 4K. That will just look another one with the nice visuals that will look. Well, I keep saying stunning, don't I? But yeah, this will look incredible. K2, The Ultimate High, has Matt Craven and Michael Biehn about mountain climbing and going on an expedition to tackle K2. I don't think this was ever released on Blu-ray. This is definitely a classic I've always loved. If you have not seen it, you definitely check it out. But this, I think, would look really good. It would benefit from a 4K transfer. There's a fun on Mars Attacks. I think this would be a lot of fun on 4K. Just the sheer silliness of it. I always loved this movie and the colors of the aliens. I think everything would really pop on this. And we have Iron Eagle, another movie I never got to see a Blu-ray release. When it comes to aerial dogfights and fighter movies, honestly, I've always liked this one better than Top Gun. It has Louis Gossett Jr. in it and Jason Gedrick. I think it's a wonderful movie. It's a lot of, it's a good, serious movie. Has some fun. But another one I definitely like to see on 4K. Another classic, The Right Stuff. This one is available on Blu-ray, but I've never picked it up. I've been holding out. This would be a really nice one on 4K. I still watch this occasionally. Definitely one of my favorite movies. It has to do with the whole when they started up the NASA program, finding different pilots from the different branches and to go into the space program, looking for those people that push the envelope. So it's a very well done movie. We have the original Gone in 60 Seconds. I was never really a big fan of the Nicolas Cage one. It was good, but on its own it was better. But comparing it to the original, I grew up with this one. This one came out in think 1974. Basically, if you like car chases, you have to have this one. This one, basically the whole damn movie is a whole car chase. It's a lot of fun. Then they made another one called Junkman. It's also available on DVD, but yeah, I'd love to see this one get remastered into a 4K. We have this charming movie, batteries not included. I think this is a movie. It was presented by Steven Spielberg. He was one of the producers, but definitely it's a nice, charming movie. I've always enjoyed it. A lot of people forget about it. One I'm sure it's probably on everybody's wish list for 4K is Twister. This would definitely benefit with a 4K transfer. The picture and sound would be incredible. I always like this early in the scene when you first see when the camera is zooming in on the red truck going down the road, and as it gets closer, you can see the reflection of the helicopter in the side of the truck. So every time I used to watch the movie, I always watch for that, and they always leave it in there. A favorite of mine, Signs. This movie, I don't know how many times I've watched this. I still get spooked out when I see it, so I definitely would love to see this in 4K. Plus, my last home, I had a cornfield next to me, so I think that's another reason I always felt like I was actually there when watching it. I love turning out the lights, and this movie is so damn. The Rock, one I always like to buy whenever it comes onto a new format, it's always been a demo disc for video and audio. But being this is a touchstone, being Disney, I doubt we'll ever see it 4K, but let's hope. Another Disney, Pearl Harbor. This looks spectacular from day one. Just, I don't know what they used when they filmed it. I know at the theater it looked like it was digital, and getting it on DVD and Blu-ray. This is always a phenomenal looking movie. So definitely would love to see an upgrade in that. See what they do with it. And we have a classic Hellraiser. This one I think would highly benefit from 4K transfer with HDR, hopefully Dolby Vision, because the movie is so dark. It's always been hard to see a lot of stuff in the movies. It is rumored that's getting worked on, so hopefully that's true. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one on 4K. One I'd love to see, the Vistas and Dances with Wolves. I think this would look spectacular on 4K. Released by MGM, which of course was taken by Fox just to distribute it, but with Fox under Disney. And of course, just recently MGM was taken by Amazon, so I'm not sure where the rights lay for this movie. So hopefully this would be one of them that they could squeeze out on 4K. Another one that would highly benefit from a 4K transfer, the original Crow. It's such a dark movie, so this would look spectacular in 4K. U-571 with Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey. I've always enjoyed this. The audio on this is always kicked ass no matter what release it's on. When those depth charges go off, you crank it up and just shake the whole house. So I can't wait to see what they could do with a 4K release of that. That's a Universal title. A couple more from Disney, the Tron titles. These definitely at the top of the list. I'd love to see on 4K, but being Disney, we probably won't. I just wish Disney would get their heads out of their ass and either hire a new team to tackle the transfers or license them out to the other third parties. The last couple I've got are some that have not been released on Blu-ray. Titan AE, an animated movie. I mean, outside of Disney, this is probably my favorite animated movie ever. It is incredible. That was done by Don Bluth, who originally worked for Disney and left and started his own company. So he always put movies out there to compete with Disney. And it's distributed by Fox, so there's two strikes against it for getting done, being Disney and Fox, and plus being Don Bluth. They probably wouldn't want to put anything out of his. But yeah, I definitely would love to see this one on 4K. Hell, even Blu-ray. And finally, the top of the list, probably on a lot of people's list, The Abyss. The James Cameron classic is probably one of my all-time favorite movies. But I'm hoping it's rumored that the 4K restoration is done. It's awaiting James Cameron's approval. But that kind of scares me considering he supposedly approved the T2 transfer, so that kind of scares me. Look what happened there. I know, as much as I love James Cameron, I think he just kind of micromanages everything. I know he wants to be perfect, but let people that know what they're doing do the job. Hopefully if they do it, they do the special edition and not the theatrical. That's what kind of pissed me off about T2. The 4K release is only the theatrical. If you want to watch a special edition, you have to watch a regular Blu-ray. And this one, the special edition's a half hour longer. The whole entire plot of the big giant wave was cut out for the theaters. So kind of stupid to watch it that way. So I'm hoping they do it justice. If Cameron can pull away from his Avatar movies. Kind of joking. I love the Avatars. I'm looking forward to the rest of them, but he's been pretty busy with them. Again, this is definitely at the top of my list. If there was one of them from this list to get put on 4K, this would be it. I want this one really bad. That pretty much does it for my wish list for what I'd love to see on 4K. Please comment below and tell me what you think. What other ones I don't have listed, or I probably, like I said, there's a lot of them I thought of, but I didn't want to spend too much time down here in the dungeon on this. Other ones, of course, the Rockies, True Lies. Of course, they just announced Friday the 13th, so it'd be nice to get all of those, Elm Streets, whatnot. But again, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and we'll see you soon. Geek out.